Hey, it's Patrick, PM Insights. Be right back. All right, so I'll be back. Got my Santa hat on because I'm so excited. I cannot wait to get my great, big, beautiful, huge Christmas present from Donald Trump, the tax break. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Can you wait? I can't wait. It's like waiting for Christmas. Oh my gosh, it's going to be huge. All right. They lied about that. We all know that. We all know that. We all know the story in and out. I'm sorry if you believe that it's good. It's trickle down economics. Scratches my head. Doesn't work. Clinton tried it. Reagan tried it. Bush tried it. Al tried it. Doesn't work. It does not work. So if you want to think that it does, it does. So they just gave $1.5 trillion to the rich people that already have lots of money. I mean, they're doing great. The economy's good, and it's not thanks to all Trump. Thank you. Thank you very much. Stock market's not all good thanks to Trump. Thank you very much. Let's count our blessings, shall we? Okay. Blessing number one. Let's call them blessings. They took away net neutrality. Susan Rice had wrote an editorial last week. She had commented about Trump, how everything that Obama did, no matter how good it is for everybody, no matter how good it might be for the rest of the country, he's repealing it. So this is net neutrality is something that he has started, which made it, the internet safer and freer for everybody. Because now it's got in the hands of big corporations who are lobbyists, who have close relations with high officials in D.C., they will now control the internet. Net neutrality, freedom of speech. Now the government's going to have their first meeting. It's bad enough with the way he's talking about the press, the fake news, how he's coming to control the media by saying it's fake news because you've got people that are believing people like this thing here. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. Both of them, you can see there. Spewing their lies. Now he's got net neutrality. Now he's got the internet. He hasn't got the media completely yet, but he's got Fox News on his side. His propaganda station, and then he's got now the internet. They can control. It's not going to take effect yet. It's going to be fought. Hopefully, it can be fought, and they can do something about it. I don't know, but it's a very crooked, one more crooked position. Now, and then freedom of speech. Now there are 7 words that the CDC, which is the Center for Disease Control. The CDC, Center for Disease Control, was issued a list of 7 words or phrases that the administration wishes they wouldn't use in next year's budget documents. So that way they don't have to pay for it. If you don't mention the word like entitlement in your budget, like referring to Medicaid, Medicare, the entitlements, they're not there, so we don't have to pay for them. Diversity, that means I could leave to talk about a gay person. So we don't want to pay for any of that. In case they have a disease. In case there's a disease that has mostly stricken the gay community. So they don't have to fund for that to fight that disease anymore. And transgender. Same thing. We're not going to change. They don't mention transgender. Don't mention fetus, because you mention fetus, that means that you're probably talking about abortion. And these are the phrases they prefer not to say evidence-based. This is evidence-based. They want to decide that because the evangelicals think that they're God, and they're going to decide what is right and what is wrong because they don't believe in science. And then, of course, because that leads us to number 7, science-based. They cannot use the phrase science-based. And so they gave a couple recommendations of things that they could say maybe instead. And one of the things for science-based, they recommended the CDC bases, this is a quote, the CDC bases its recommendations on science in consideration with community standards and wishes. Community standards and wishes. That means what the community thinks. Like, okay, hey, doc, I broke my arm. I lost the use of my right arm. What do you think the community thinks I should do? What does the community think that I should do? The community thinks that you shouldn't have an abortion. The community thinks that you shouldn't be gay. The community thinks that we shouldn't have to pay for fighting AIDS. Let them die. They're against God. Praise Jesus. Oh, praise Jesus. Because I didn't know. I thought this part of the Constitution is we're not to be run by an establishment of religion. This is an establishment of religion. The evangelical religion is trying to dominate and dictate what we do, how we do it. So another freedom being taken away. I mean, the CDC, Control for Disease, Center for Disease Control. These are things that are important to us. These are things that help fight diseases. These are people that are smart and know how, this is their field to help keep us safe and protected. I know the government's not perfect. Believe me, it's not. But it's not getting any better with this thing. And the regulations now, we can move on to the EPA. Our lovely Mr. Scott Pruitt. They have lost 700 employees. 200 of the EPA, our scientists, have left. They're leaving in droves because they don't like the way the department is being headed. He's a crook. He wants to take. He's sued while he was Attorney General of Oklahoma. He sued 13 times, but lost all times, 13 times, to try to break up the EPA. Now, this is interesting too, I think. The EPA's been around since the 50s, I believe, or 60s. At one time, Reagan had appointed a woman named, she was a judge, and she was the head of the EPA. And she was friends with, like Scott Pruitt is, all the people that are polluting, that are causing the destruction of our rivers and our lands and our air. They're taking back all the regulations. Like I was saying earlier, everything that Obama did, he's going to repeal it, and all these regulations that Obama put in place to help protect our environment, he's repealing them. And this is what this woman who Reagan appointed as head of the EPA in the 80s, and she did the same thing. And the Congress had asked for all this paperwork for her to try to do what she wanted to do. She was trying to let these people that were using DDT or something, some kind of toxin in pesticides, and let them continue to use it again. And the Congress was like, no, you can't do that. And they wanted the paperwork, and she refused to give it to them. And they called her contempt. It was contempt of Congress, and she finally had to give that up to the Congress. Contempt of Congress. Where the hell is contempt of Congress now? All this shit going on behind our backs. And do you know what this woman's name was? Ann Gorsuch. Yes. Neil Gorsuch's mother. Okay? The apple does not fall far from the tree. It's a small world, isn't it? Politically there. It's a small world. Everybody knows somebody, and everyone's connected. Like right now, every cabinet member has some kind of 6 degrees of separation to Russia. Unbelievable. 6 degrees of separation. And not just Kevin Bacon, it's Russia now. So the EPA is deteriorating. There's like, John OGrady, he's the president of the AFGE Council 238, the union that represents EPA employees, said the Trump administration's goal was to cut at least 3,100 full-time employees. And by the time they do with the budget cuts, they're going to cut as high as 4,000 full-time employees. People with benefits, full-time employees. I thought he was bringing jobs back. Well, there's 4,000 you're taking away. So your people with money can make more money by fracking, like in the Grand Canyon, and cutting down all of our redwoods and sequoia trees. People gotta wake up. Now, this is okay. The other thing is the FBI, the belittling. There's a senator from Ohio, Jim Jordan, Republican. It's on CNN the other day, and he was talking about the FBI because they found this guy's text before the investigation started, and when Mueller found out, he fired him. It's as simple as no big deal, but they're making a big deal about it. Once again, this bitch here, and this bitch here are lying so much to people. I mean, people believe this shit, what they say. And they're saying how they're belittling the FBI. The FBI protects us. The FBI keeps us safe. and you're demeaning it. It's a constitutional crisis, and you people are so stupid to know that. You believe what these people say. How can you believe the lies? All right, just want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. Hopefully I'll hear from you before New Year's. Keep the faith, and there's also, I'm going to have on the website, and underneath here I'm going to have it there too. There's a place where if Trump does fire Mueller, there's 400 cities around the country, around the world, that are going to protest if he fires Mueller. If it happens before noon, we're going to meet at certain places. You can go to the website. Trump is not above the law. That's the .com. I'll have it below here on my website, run across the screen, and on my website too, pminsights.com. Boycott to protest this, because that would take us to a huge constitutional crisis if he does that. So, all right. On that note, happy holidays, and love you. God bless you, and see you around like a donut.